So, good morning, everyone. Just a slight difference, change to plan. Unfortunately, my guest speaker is unable to come because he's ill, but I'm going to carry on through with this anyway. If we've got further questions, I can take them up at a later time. But let's get cracking on. It's a subject I've been wanting to cover for some time. It recently. I had quite a few questions, and I seem to get a regular number of questions that come through on this. Regarding whether or not someone's got enough, how much they need to trade with. So basically, do you have enough trading capital? So a couple of questions first then. I'm going to throw some questions to you. If you could be quite quick with this. This is a poll, a couple of polls I've got ready to go. Hopefully this is launching somewhere. Yep. So do you have enough capital? This is completely private. No one can see this. Of course on YouTube. Sorry, I'm doing this on Zoom as well, so you won't be able to see this, but you may want to say whether you think you've got enough capital or not, but we'll see. It seems at the moment a lot of people do, so it's quite unusual. 3 out of 5 that have currently pressed the buttons. If you could press the buttons rather sharply, it should have popped up there. Okay, well that's solved then. No problem whatsoever. Do you have enough trading capital? Okay, can I just let you know that probably 95% of people that start trading do not have enough trading capital to get and trade properly. Now, when I say this, I should say, do you have enough trading capital in your account at the moment that you can afford to lose? That's an important thing as well, is of course, can you afford to lose the capital that you've got there when you're answering this question? It may be that I do notice I've got a good number of regulars there on Zoom. They're obviously answering me this at the moment in terms of yes, their capital up there. I always encourage a reasonable capital amount. Anyway, okay. So interestingly, unlike the 90% that brokers tell me that traders are undercapitalized, we got 56% capitalized, 44% not enough money there really at the moment. I should of course put some questions around this. Have you ever come across you haven't got enough money to take a number of trades that you want to take, and are you risking more than 1%, maybe 2% of your account to get a position in on the trade? If you're swing trading or position trading where you might need 200-300 pips, can you afford to take the 300 pip trade, or do you just ignore those? Now I'll just share these results with you. I've got another question coming up in just a second. In fact, I'm going to throw that one straight up at you. There's the answer to this one. So how much, this is just a general question again, how much do you actually need, how much capital do you think you need to trade efficiently? If I could have, see if I can, I'm having a bit of a stop sharing that one. Haha, that's why I couldn't send this one. I'm going to launch this one. So how much do you think you need to trade efficiently? So that's out there at the moment. If you could just click on where you're thinking what you need. Nothing there. Okay, let me go back once again and see if I can. I've ended the poll. So let's see if it's a saved poll. So I'll see if I can. Okay, just type it in the thing there. It's nothing nothing private about this at all. Just how much do you think you need to trade? 15 to 20k, 25k, 150k, Andy, John, 10k. How much do you think you need to trade? And I'd ask another question. And we may as well throw this up. 20% risk on good setups. Okay. That's why 95% of retail traders genuinely lose money. not the 70% they suggest. Okay, thanks. I've got quite a. Depends if you're going to be a full-time trader, of course. And I think, well, I guess as I move through here, let's just move on there. Okay, I've asked you how much you think is needed. And a question I always have is how much are you actually limiting your potential to trade? In other words, how often, as I say, do you come across the fact that, well, I won't take that trade because it needs 300 pips, and 1% of my account at 300 pips isn't going to give me the correct position size? Now, I'm assuming that you're not just taking sort of I'm okay losing 20% or 30% of my account basis here, but you are actually limiting your risk to 1 or 2% of your capital in the first place on any trade. Now, the problem often that I haven't listed on this list here is that people have great expectations in terms of their returns. How many people actually make trading profits? And I'm afraid it's really quite small. We can see by the percentages of traders that are actually losing money. It's unfortunately that Sal hasn't been able to come today. He worked as a broker for quite some time, and he would have given first-hand knowledge and told us more about in terms of how many people were losing, but with the different brokers he'd worked with in the past. But it's a significant amount, and largely people have their potential limited because they can't take the trades they want to take, or they've got too many positions alive because they're more swing trading as opposed to day trading, and you become limited in what you're doing. And then you've got that basis of you've got great expectations of what you're going to get from your capital. Now, how many people get more than 20% a year from their capital, yet are expecting something like 10 to 20% a month? Well, we know that a lot of people are losing, so it can be a very small amount of people that are actually making money trading, and that's fact. And the very fact is there's a high percentage losing money, and it's not aided by the fact that, again, a fact, most people open trading accounts with $1,000, $1,000, somewhere in that region, and realistically, it just isn't enough. It just really isn't enough capital to be trading with. So, just to do the normal things in trading. The other question is how much can you really afford to lose? And a lot of the time, people just can't afford to lose what they need to put in there to make the sort of returns they expect. If you're expecting to make £4,000 or £5,000 a month, you've got to have a serious amount of money as a capital in the first place out of your trading. You'll get all the guys on the websites where they're flash cars and everything else telling you you can do this and that. They often sell courses and are not really into the reality of trying to get you to trade and make money. What I'm trying to do here is help you down that path of making money from trading as opposed to anything else. So it's a very much a different ball game. One of the questions is how much you need. So this is down to you individually, and it will really be different subject to what you're trying to do. And as we've already determined, it's depending on trading style, whether you're a day trader, a swing trader, or a position trader. Day traders generally need less capital. They can get away with less capital in terms of what they're doing because their stops are smaller. But what I'm doing here is assuming people position size correctly. They don't just take the same position for everything, or same risk or different risk for every trade. They may do, and take the same position size, because it shouldn't. Again, that's why people lose money. All the reason people lose money is because of as I say, they're limited by what they've got so often. Now, I'm not saying everyone's limited here in terms of what they've got, but there's a large number. Okay, risk should be 1 to 2%. So you can work it backwards how much you need to trade. You know what your current results are. Yeah, how well are they going? Oops. What sort of leverage have you got? A lot of people now are down to the 30% effectively, 30 to 1 leverage even. So if you're a swing trader and you've got multiple positions, or position trader, it's going to be much more difficult to actually trade. And then you've got the markets that you're trading in. Different markets need different amounts of leverage, different amounts of capital in the first place, and some markets you can't get small enough positions in. So people are trying to trade some markets where, okay, most brokers now come down to this micro, macro sort of situation, but the position size is still a problem with some of these markets. And if you're buying stocks, you know, having a couple of £1,000 to buy stocks, well, you could use all the £2,000 up with one stock. So depending on what you're actually trading there, your strategies themselves, they're going to be depending on what, as I say, what you're going to do, and I guess it comes back to the trading style that you're using with your day swing or position trading. So that's yeah, so some things to work out what you really need. If you really still think you've got enough to trade properly, that's great. Now, looking at the options. Now, I started looking at capital options, and I was approached by a number of people quite some time ago, and generally we had a real young chappie that come and joined us for a while, and he was using a company. I won't use the names. I'm not going to talk about these prop firms in terms of their names, but there's plenty of them that are out there that are telling you you've got funds. What you don't notice until you read right to the bottom there is that some of them, including the biggest and well-known one out there, will then note that all accounts we provide are demo, and they do not provide any physical funds, real physical funds, that you're not actually trading any real money at any real stage, unless you're a really great trader. And their model really rests on people failing. They're not out there to help you be successful and give you capital. They're out there to allow you to fail by ensuring that that you've got rules that don't actually allow you the freedom to trade properly. How many people don't have a losing month ever? Because if you've got a losing month with some of these, you're out. They don't even like a drawdown in a week or so. Now, most strategies, tell me how many strategies don't go through drawdowns, and how many strategies that possibly go down to in double-figure drawdowns at times. It happens even with the best, that they run through periods. So you could be modeling and using one of the best strategies that are out there that could do what, 40-50% over a couple of years, and it's running quite nicely, but it runs through periods of drawdown, and yet you could not manage to achieve the requirements these prop firms, or as I say, fake prop firms actually discuss. Sorry, someone's come on with their noise, but Dennis, your mic's on. That's it. Okay. That's it. I switched it off here. Okay, sorry about that. Extra mic coming through. So their models, they're really based on traders losing, and that's what they really want to happen, because the more you lose and the more you want to go back in, you get charged a fee on each occasion, which it's where they make their money. They don't make their money anywhere else. They're not risking any money, and in fact some of these guys approached me to do white labels with them. Others just said, would you promote me, or in terms of, or promote our company? And I looked at what they had to offer, and they were, there's no law, there's nothing tied around them at the moment, and they are complete cowboys. It's the Wild West out there in terms of I could be, if I had some traders on there that were particularly good, we could use their accounts to have a little private fund that no one knew about. So it's a very unregulated and horrible world in real terms for the majority of them. Okay, I've got someone having a message with me. Sorry, I'm just reading. Okay. So in the main, prop firms are not the way to go in my book. However, I have, and this is the reason I was inviting someone on today. I found a company and was approached by a company that I know the guy that's equivalent for or in charge of their sales effectively. He's been with many brokers before, and he spoke to me and he said, look, this is really different. And I said, well, yeah, that's what they all say. However, he's basically convinced me that they are different, and their model actually works on proper trading. And I really wanted to introduce them and what they're doing. Let me just bring in. Here we go. So I'll copy this link in there, because they do charge for the initial entry, as well most of these people do. But this is there's quite a difference with this company in terms of they're regulated to start off with. So they've got they're proper. They have real capital allocation. They really have proper capital coming in, and they're doing things completely, as I say, in a regulated method. In terms of attracting people, they don't want hundreds of people coming in to trade with them that are just throwing money at the wall. Basically, it's not what they want to do. But I thought it might be interesting for a number of people that are sitting there possibly without sufficient funds, or that are they're not enjoying putting their capital at risk. And this was, I mean, you can see from the headline here, you look at your track record without putting your capital at risk. Exactly, if you're going to go down one of these routes, is what you want to do. But you can, unfortunately, I haven't got the numbers that go with this. They actually run a system which allows you to trade. There's two different systems. Firstly, there's a system that if you've got no track record, you can build a track record, and that's really what they want you to do, is build a track record. And they want really good traders. They have money and they can attract money. It's easy enough to attract money in this world, but what's not easy enough is to find good regular traders that are actually making money. So sorry, I've just realized I've put that link on. I'll put this link on for everyone, both sides of things. There we go. So you follow along here. But and I need to, excuse me one moment, I just need to borrow this a second, and I'll pop it on my live stream in YouTube as well. There we go. If I can. Okay, so that's done that. Okay, so let me tell you a little bit more how things work. And as I said, it's a shame Sal couldn't make it this morning, but he's quite poorly. He's got running a temperature, etc. So he couldn't make it this morning. But here we goes anyway. Basically, there's no limit to your downside. So if you go into drawdowns with this sort of thing, let's just see, there we go, that's what I really wanted to do. You have this sort of calibration point where effectively you're just getting yourself set up. So I believe this is about a month or so of trading. I think it's if I remember rightly, it's a month of trading there, which you're free to get yourself set up and trading. From that point onwards, you are trading at this point a demo account. At this point onwards, you can be allocated capital, but real capital, and get paid for the profit that you generate. Now you won't get these sort of 90% profit shares and things like this, because at 90%, anyway that gives 90 odd percent profit share, what are they giving their client? Well, they haven't got clients. That's the answer. Here you've got there's risk for the client. So I haven't got the actual figures on here, and this is where I'm missing Sal. But basically, you're getting a profit share, and you're getting rewarded with there's real capital going behind your account. So effectively, there is a subscription. We'll come back to it on here, find out where it is. It's 39 euros, I think, 39 euros a month, he says, if I can find it. Hey, 38 euros a month, and a one-off signing fee. But that one-off signing fee is reduced by 30 euros for their Black Friday deal here. And this is part of the timing in terms of, so it's 65 euros to sign up for it, and then you're risking effectively 38 euros a month, and you can trade basically anything that you're trading. So you can trade your CFDs, your stocks, your exchange traded funds. You can trade what you trade and how you trade them, your style basically. The risk to you is zilch in terms of, well, your fee effectively is 38 euros a month, but you're actually risking nothing aside of that. Now, people that are losing money, I can assure you they'll probably be losing a lot more rather than 38 euros a month. Possibly that's what they'll be losing in one or two trades. Now, I've not been one for in the past for demo accounts. I really don't like the idea of demo accounts. I think it's really they do not have the emotional attachment that you would normally need to be trading. They're fine. A lot of people can do quite well on demo accounts, and as soon as they put capital in there, their own capital in there, unfortunately it fails. So at that stage, yeah, they've not been used to the fact that if you're trading with real money. Now the difference in this, and it is initially, and until you move down the line here, you've got two stages of this. You've got this first second stage where you can be receiving real money, but you're still effectively trading demo account until you get to the point where investors step in, and you'll have proved yourself at this stage here. Now, if you've already got a proven track record and you can prove that you're making money, they will take your proven track record and let you join this from this third stage effectively straight away. So you can actually, they will want to see records, don't worry, and they won't want to see any fake records out there or anything that sort of, you can't send them pieces of paper. They will just link up with, if you're using MT4 or you're, they'll expect to, they've got to do due diligence on what you're doing. So if you want to, basically the way they've stepped this is you're going to be trading with no real risk. The only thing you're actually spending is 38 euros a month, but you've got unlimited. You start getting unlimited opportunities in terms of you get allocated funds in that, and real money coming through in that, in those early stages. As soon as you're at to a certain level, then you become an investment grade trader effectively, where investors, other investors, you effectively join their list of investors. Now, you can see all of this if you run through on this site. I've given you the link for. You can run through and you can actually, there you go. Some of the investors that are. I mean, these are genuine accounts. This is general how much is under management. This is the earnings of that group. Now, THA, for example, here. They are actually, I think there's a group of them that trade together. It's I believe, anyway. I believe I got that right. But you know, some of these guys have got some serious money now, assets that are sitting on them. Interestingly, the returns, you can go and you can click on these buttons and look at the returns, and they're not absolutely yet they're great since 2015, but they go through a period of drawdowns, and you can see this. So there's an expectation that you know, even when you're funded, you'll go through periods where you're running into drawdown, and there's an expectation of this. You can see the records of these guys, which is if you're looking to do something on the longer term, and realistically, how many people have got 200,000, 300,000, 500,000 to actually invest in something and actually make their own decent returns over a period? Probably not very many. Now, you're taking a percentage of these, but it's, to me, it's there's this the psychological side of things is dealt with in the fact that even with that demo account, you've got the opportunity to make real money. So sorry, I just got dogs barking in the background here. So you've actually, as I say, you've got the opportunities to make real money. So it's going to feel much more like reality as opposed to just a demo account. So there you are. That's basically where we are here. I'm just looking at the other notes I've got here in terms of what I was looking at here. So really, what we're looking at here, and this particular organization offers, is a real option. I mean, basically it's proper money, and as I say, there's not very many of these guys out there that have got any sort of regulation. These guys are fully regulated. They can take real money in. They're managing it correctly, and there's an audit trail all the way through. Whatever you're doing with them is effectively audited. Their whole basis of being there is to make money out of you making money for clients, is to take their edge. They're not of the same ethos of these other companies that are out there, which are so-called giving you, well, which is effectively all demo money, majority of them, to make them more money because you fail. Here they want you to succeed, and it's a different model, and it's what's attracted me to this particular organization. Flow, in terms of what does it get counted as, I don't know. You need to speak to your accountant on that one, but it's, yeah, you'd need to speak how it's counted, whether capital gains or income or salary. To me, it's a form of income. It would class as, but might be wrong, and your accountant, you need to take advice on that. I'm sure there's ways of actually them calling it something else. And Andy, thanks very much. Yeah, it does very much depend on where you are in the world and where the funds are going. I didn't say that, and who knows? No, I didn't say that either. I'll cut that piece. Okay, so that's where I am. Have you any questions? As I said, it's a shame because I sat here and chatted to Sal just over a week ago. We'd been talking for months. He said, well, when are you going to talk about this? And I said, well, I'll get around to it. We'll get the summer out the way. and we had a conversation, and it was basically on their as I say, their principles, their ethos is of getting good traders is more important to them than taking money off of people that are bad traders, which is the general play of these other organisations. Literally, with these other organisations, I had such conversations with some of them, and I've got the emails. I've kept the emails because I could not believe their processes, and I've just kept it. I won't share it with you, but I will tell you there's some cowboys out there. They probably wear spurs at night and daytime, but it was not the sort of place that I'd want to be talking about. But I do realise there's a lot of people, and I speak to people day in day out, which don't have enough trading capital, and that's the reason for this webinar. Is these guys are offering a good deal, I think. If you haven't got enough capital, as I said, the fact is you're risking 38 euros a month, and that's it. So you can get really quite good, hopefully, with the psychology is of that I can be making real money from this account. Not I'm just wasting my time doing something with a paper money, basically. I don't like demo accounts. I've never liked them beyond the fact of learning how to use the software. But using it in this process where you've got potential to make real money is a lot different. Yeah. The thing is, what I'd suggest, I will get Sal to come and chat at some later date. I was expecting him to be here this morning, but you can't. Health is more important to get himself feeling better again. As I say, he's running a fever. But I will get him to come back and talk to you. But if you've got questions in the meantime, do send them to me, and I will get them answered from him. How long do I think? How long are you making money at the moment? Is the answer. If you're making money at the moment, you can go straight onto their second band. You prove it. Go straight onto their second band and start attracting capital straight away. He assures me that they've got capital that is coming in, and I get a weekly report. If you join this the organisation, you'll get a weekly report on how much new capital is coming in, how it's been allocated. They're very open in terms of what they're doing. But if you're making money, you can make money. that is basically it. You're just using somebody else's money. You're using your regulation comes under their regulation. You can get to a stage where they basically you're an umbrella. You get to the umbrella system in terms of you come under their regulation, and you can effectively white label your organization, your trading effectively. Paul, don't get this isn't spread bet. If you're spread betting, it is a gamble and tax free, but it's different. This is you're trading forex. You're not probably capital gains, but I don't. As I say, I don't know how they will handle it. They might actually earn it, measure it as earnings. Anyway. That's where I've got to. As I said, we had a great conversation, which I just wanted this to be a conversational style. But as I say, if you've got questions coming through, fire them either now. If you're new, I think if you're too wet behind the ears, probably not really. Well, I don't know. The thing is, they're not looking for a whole group of people that are they're not looking for the normal prop type people that are attracted in. They're looking for people that are really seriously looking to do something here, and the realization is you get to a certain point with money. If you've got money, that's fine. If you haven't got money, and a lot of people don't have sufficient capital, which I know there's a group of people that answer me in the first place, and nearly 60% have. Well, that's great. And if you're doing that that's an unusual stage, because we know what, speak to any broker and they'll tell you how many accounts are opened, and how many accounts are opened at sort of towards the lower levels, £1,000, 3,000 quid maybe, maxes. You then get the sort of the bigger players that come in, but a lot of those bigger players are just sheer gamblers. But again, this is unfortunately with Sal not being here this morning. He would give you first hand what happens there. So if you're if you're able to, you think you're able to trade, it's as I say, it's risk free. If you want to start trading with and you're at that point that you've got strategies, I don't recommend anyone starts trading without having strategies, and having strategies that they've backtested. Unfortunately, I would probably guess that 85%, it's probably the same numbers everywhere else, of people are trading with untested strategies. They've never ever tested them. They look at them and they think this looks alright, and that's as far as it goes, or they'll listen to someone else that tell them that it's alright. But the whole thing with trading is not everyone has that capital in the first place, and if you want to the chance of building something up, personally I think it's a good opportunity. I mean, it's cheap. You know, £1,000 you can lose 39 quid a month if you're not trading particularly wonderfully, or 38 euros a month, beg your pardon. You're not really going to do any worse, but if you are doing quite well, you can actually attract money. Now Sal's done the numbers, and I haven't got the numbers, but he did it and showed that if you were actually successful trading there, you would actually make more than your 38 euros back a month easy. So, and then you get into that stage where you become properly funded, and then, well, it's up to you. The other thing is, I should say, is you don't need to have their brokers or anything like this. You can do it with your own broker, so you can carry on trading with your own broker. It's the most open way of trading to me. You can carry on. They do actually work with a very well, same brokers I use, so I know it's a good broker they're using. But you can use your own broker, and it can all be linked up, and it's all about genuine records, genuine plans at the back there, none of these made up things. And if you're there and you can be checked out, that's fine. If you just want to get yourself a lot of people might just want to start from scratch and say, well, actually no, this is where I am. I don't mind giving it 6 months or so and having a go to prove myself here. And in the meantime, you can be potentially, if you're attracting their initial seed capital effectively, there's the carrot. There's something there to make it real. So I'm finished here for this morning. As I say, it was really to my idea was to have Sal on with me and discuss it in a little bit more detail, maybe, or take any questions. Certainly got the specifics, but look, they're offering, what is it, 30 euros off, but there's up until the 30th. But there you are. It's an opportunity to get in there slightly cheaper in the first place, but I'm sure you can get in there at any time. Now let me just take this over here and check I haven't missed any questions coming in on the live streamer. Nope, there's nothing coming in there, so that's all okay. Right, guys, I'm going to cut that there. That's if you YouTubers, nice chatting to you. Take care.